me. Fast off. Now, telling you the true story of my life and the history of my valiant deeds. The place of my birth was the caves at Bookie Hall in Somerset, where my mother had gone to drink water from the holy well. News came to my father at home in Caister and Norfolk of my mother being in labour, and he jumped off his horse. When he reached Wales, he rid 7 stallions into the ground. For my christening feast, we had herrings baked in sugar, lampreys, a whole porpoise roasted on coals, and ginger columbine. I was too young to enjoy any of this. But my mother, having put me to a wet nurse, I supped well enough. I was born with an unsatisfiable thirst. For my part, I observed pretty quickly that the sting of my teacher's wand did wonderfully warm all the dorsal part of my flesh. I remember little Alice Prout at 3. Her parents ran away when they saw the blisters. I am so thirsty, Mommy, bring me a cup of water. Look, Daddy, I'm still alive. Please don't be afraid of me. The puppy dog was the only thing that would come near her. The girl and the dog were found together. From Mowbray's page, I progressed to being Mowbray's squire. When Mowbray went to the wars, young Jack went with him. I was 15 when we sailed out of Yarmouth. We met the French at Sluys. Our men were swarming aboard the French vessel, held with grappling hooks, and there was a lot of hacking about with swords. I seized a hogshead of sack in each hand, and I launched myself upon the foe. Skulls cracked, men fell, and it went like all hell at the enemy, and Holfin and fleet turned tail and sailed for Portugal. Back from the wars, my master Mowbray was determined to take me down a peg or 2. Claiming my father's permission, he apprenticed me to be a monk. Mowbray's claim that my father had agreed to apprentice me to be a monk had stuck in my head and festered. I wanted to find out for myself if my father really had such a low opinion of me. Where's my father? Your father is dead. The tears trickled down my fingers and fell through my hands and drowned a spider. On the night Ophelia came to my room, she was wearing a blue silk nightgown. Jack, what do you think it is that keeps my father in bed all the time with your mother? It can't be sleep. They make all kinds of noises people wouldn't make if they were sleeping. I came to undress and understand myself for the first time. And Ophelia, sweet Ophelia too. I am standing on the edge of London and my life. You would have known Henry anywhere. He had a look like an eagle, back straight as a bolt. I sensed that my destiny was now bound up with this eldest son of King Henry IV. But Shallow sat up in bed, studying it. Oh, Jack, if only I could do something like that. I urged my friend to concentrate upon his own companion. She seized Shallow's flaccid organ in her hands, and she began to rub it as though she wanted to start a fire. It is 14.5 inches long, with a girth of 6 inches. And in appearance, rather like a well-baked Norfolk loaf. For in striding from the field with Hotspur around my shoulders, I met the Prince of Wales, and he immediately launches into some rigmarole about me being dead and him having killed Hotspur. Lord, Lord, I said in the heat of the moment, how this world is given to lying. But he never forgave for the implication that his claim to the killing of Hotspur might be a lie. There were about 100,000 of them, well conditioned to our emaciated 5,900. When Henry heard who had been in charge of this rear guard action and won and how, he smiled, the only smile that was ever smiled on the field of action. Dor whispered in my ear as she led me up the stairs. You are about to find out. Behind closed doors, Dor undressed and lay down on a table. As she began applying various jams and syrups to her fine flesh, I sat down and prepared to die. And I crept down into the ditch, and I brought it out with me. The child died in my arms. Arise, Sir John. And the newly knighted John Falstaff found the first task of his knighthood in digging a grave for the child. I have my garter, my collar, my ribbon, and my star. All very nice. They don't keep out the cold. I saw her 3 times, once at Orleans, once in the flames, and once at Hatay. Some French historians say that I ran. That is untrue. I stood. I turned around. I walked. I took my men with me, and I got them out of that place alive.